Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Maverick here with another episode of Violet Evergarden. So, normally I do recaps of the last episode, just as a sort of an introduction and to get myself also reacquainted with what happened, since I do these episodes weekly. Last episode, mainly Violet got a new outfit and an extended trial period of being an auto memory doll. Potentially, she's got some new friends as well in terms of her colleagues, although we'll have to see about that, right? As for the rest, not really too much I want to see. It's still hard for me to grasp like what the series is going to be like from episode to episode. So I think instead of talking more about what happened in the past, let's just get into the episode and see what the series is going to be like in the future. All right, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, by the way, I did see some recommendations about using like a different source for the videos and whatnot, because I think some people think that the openings and endings are cut out. I actually quickly skipped ahead, and I think this episode does have an opening, so we'll see. If you guys still prefer me to use like another source or something, I can. It's just I like to use more official sources. Although I reckon there's probably like a Blu-ray version as well. Alright. Yeah, they did say there's like a seminar, a lesson, or something. A training session. Is this gonna be one of those very strict teachers? Oh, someone's late. The best dolls. Yep. Basically like a certificate or something. Hi. Well, because she was one. Alright. And I do believe this is the opening. I think it's sang by True. Violet flowers. Yep, True. Actually, I think I've heard this song already before. I've heard some music from the Violet Evergarden series because I actually have this habit of listening to songs from anime series that I haven't watched yet. Damn, it's just so pretty. It's like picturesque. Although my favorite song from, I'm not really sure if it's considered like an actual official song of the series, Kakushigoto. Okay, let's hold that thought. Hmm? What? Damn. Like, you could tell me that she's an android, and I would absolutely believe you. What? Okay, so these two are thing. Are they gonna be like childhood friends or something? Ah. This is where she's going to kind of fail, right? This is where she's gonna kind of falter, right? Is this an open area? Sorry, not Kakashi. It's Futarigoto. I don't know why. I just remember that. Actually, I think it was sang by the. Never mind. Spencer. He called him brother, not Spencer. Alright, let me guess. He was wounded in the war? I actually wasn't able to see properly. Is his leg amputated or is it just broken or something? Oh, are they actually dead? And yeah, it seems that her brother was a soldier. Oh. Violet didn't get one. Aww. Well, at least you learned that, right? You learned what you have to do. And that's improvement. Nothing. do this. Just limp, I think. That you can't tell him that, eh? And Violet's gonna let me write a letter for you. Violet's gonna stay here to write the letter, isn't she? Whoops. Damn. This takes some. Oh, I love the background music in that scene. Now is she going to try to decipher the feelings for these two? Aww. A feeling. Yay! Just good. Is she going to work there? At the same place as Violet as well? I wouldn't be surprised. Ah, and look at this. Ah, a change of perspective. Now it's the sister pulling her brother up. I hope you become an optimal doll. Oh. I do believe the ending was sang by True as well. Now I know, like, as a reactor, as a commentator or something, I should be talking and all that, but I definitely feel like this is a series where silence is a bit more important. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't True. It was a. The letter. Alright, see you guys after this. Oh man, I had to go back and watch that scene where Violet gave the letter to Spencer again, and again, that scene was just so good. Not only the emotional aspects as well, although I'm sure that most people, I'm most people maybe are focusing on that part. I don't know. Do most people cry at that scene? I certainly felt touched by it, but it didn't really get to the point where I felt I had the need to shed tears or anything. But I really felt that entire scene was very powerful, not only in the emotions that was flowing through that scene, but really in all the surrounding aspects of what made up that scene as well, including the lighting, the voice acting, the flashback, the pacing of that. And And of course, once again, I have to bring up the sound design and the BGM as well. Like, that was just perfect there. So absolutely great scene. I rewatched that scene many times after the actual episode, as I normally go through the entire episode once again once I'm through with the blind reaction part, just to make sure I haven't missed anything while I'm talking or whatnot. And I do think that with this episode I do have a more clearer understanding of how we're going to go forward with this series and the various stories and whatnot. We can definitely, I definitely feel like this is, Violet is in some aspects basically in the same position as we are, right? Even though we, of course, are observing Violet as well, but she is at the same time also observing these characters that appear within her life, right? Because she's never had the chance to do something like that, to observe all the various other characters surrounding her, their feelings, their stories, if you will, right? Just as we are learning about these characters' stories, she's learning about them as well. And of course, as we can see from this episode, she's gradually going to be able to have a repertoire. I feel like this is making it sound so cold and whatnot, but hey, it's Violet, right? So I think we can, I think it fits the tone and mood and whatnot. But basically have a repertoire of emotions that she can call on, a repertoire of these various stories, and then she's able to, because it's like this kind of situation, so, the feelings should be something like this, right? It's a very, reactionary way to look at this, but I feel that for Violet right now, that's probably the best way going forward until it flows naturally, right? And I gotta say, even though this episode was, the entire story setting and whatnot was just like the letter that Violet wrote, right? It was very short, very straight, and very sweet and to the point, which I do think that actually is a tell of how well crafted this story actually is. Because if you think about it, we saw Luculia and well, Luculia appeared through most of this particular episode, but even that, it's like what, like 15 out of 20 minutes or whatnot. We only see Spencer for like what, 3 minutes throughout the entire episode, and in fact the entire story, the entire backstory of the situation of what Luculia feels about everything, what happened in the past and whatnot, and only really made up like a minute or so, right? And yet we were still able to reach such a powerful scene when Violet was handing the letter to Spencer. So that just itself shows how well crafted and how well paced that this particular story is. I can't wait until we actually get into like a multi-episode story or a multi-episode arc, which also deals with something of that sort as well, because the more you, how should I say this, the more time you allow it to simmer and whatnot, to cook it and so on and so forth, the more potential energy you're going to release at the conclusion, at the climax of everything. So just this episode as a standalone episode itself, it's already very, very it's already very stellar in what was able to achieve. But yeah, I think that's basically what I can say for this particular story. I mean, it's not like a particular, it's not like a particularly special story or anything. I would even say it was kind of obvious, like what happened in the end, and the emotions that are being released as well. But that doesn't really detract from how well, how should I say this? How well it expanded on his emotions, and the sort of segue into Violet growing as a human and learning human emotions as well. Now, I really talk about her like she is a robot or something, but you guys know what I mean. And obviously there's a few small details I also love about this. Particularly the thing that really got me was actually the scene where in the past, while they were both young, while Spencer and Luculia were both young, it was Spencer who was holding his sister's hand, pulling her up onto the tower, and yet now that they're both grown up and whatnot, and now that Spencer is injured and whatnot, it's instead Luculia, pulling her brother up to once again see this, this nostalgic view that they have both treasured and loved through their youth, right? So I did like that little touching, that little, I guess, not really an Easter egg or anything, but I just did like that transition there. Beyond that, I do think that, so beyond Violet learning about these various emotions, not only her learning these various emotions and becoming more and more complete as a human with emotions, right? We can clearly see that, like, in this episode, she remembered some memories that she had with the Major. And I do believe that this is probably going to be strewn throughout all the various other stories as well. She's probably going to recall something from her time with Major and whatnot, and then start to really understand what the Major meant during that point in time. And I can already, like, really guess what's going to be the outcome of all of this, and that is, it's going to be a very sad tale of learning about all of these emotions way too late, right? I mean, it seems obvious that this is going to be heading towards that kind of story. All the things that the Major tried to teach her, while she wasn't able to understand, she was only able to understand after the fact, while the Major is already gone. Right. I think that's pretty much the, would that be kind of like, kind of like jumping the shark and spoiling the story for myself? I don't know, because even thinking about it, I do feel like that it's a very sad story, and actually seeing it, well, we'll see, right? And this also, since we're on this subject, right, I did have a big worry or concern while going into this series, right? Because, obviously I know that this is going to be more of an emotional kind of series, and, I'm not exactly the type of person or reactor to basically be bawling my eyes out or anything. And in fact, for most of the more emotional scenes and whatnot, I do have a tendency to go quiet instead. Because I do feel like, especially with a series as well crafted as this one, it's really immersing yourself into the atmosphere. That's the more important thing, right? And especially with like this series, which you can obviously, the attention to detail that they make, in regards to the lighting, the voice acting, the background music, right, the entirety of the sound design and the visuals and whatnot. It's definitely something that I would rather, sit in silence and enjoy instead, which doesn't really make for a good video, I guess you could say, but hey, sue me. At the end of the day, I am still watching these for the entertainment purposes, and I do want to feel it as authentically as possible, especially for the first time watch through in a blind watch, right? So apologies in advance about that. And really, since this is more of a drama with with more heartwarming or heartbreaking emotions as well, I feel like my usual snarky style of commentary doesn't really fit that well, but we'll see, right? We'll try to pull through and whatnot. But just to make things clear here, I am absolutely enjoying this series so far. It's fantastic, although it might not show so much in my actual reactions and all that. But anyways, so yeah, that's basically what I feel for this episode, and let's see, right? I do feel like with this episode, I have a pretty good grasp of what's going to happen in the future. Now, though, of course, the exciting part is what actually kind of stories we're going to see, how are the characters going to be built, and Violet's reaction to all this is indeed intriguing as well. So, anyways, that's it for episode 3 of Violet Evergarden, and again, do let me know if you guys still prefer me to change the stories. I feel like, in this episode, clearly Netflix had a specific reason why they did not include the opening and ending until the very end here. So, is there a specific reason to change? If not, I'm just going to continue using this version because, this is probably what most people in the West watched while it was airing, right? So, that's it for now, and thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time as well. Bye-bye.